Okay. Now, so today what I'm going to talk about is, okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yeah. Just give me a moment while I get used to this. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is running a coaching business. And the way I like to do my sessions is that I don't like to tell you things that you already know or you can find on Google, right? I think that's a waste of your time, and I value all our time here, which is why I want to give you something that is totally from my perspective, from my experience, right? So running a coaching business is not as simple as it seems, and it's not as hard as it seems as well, right? So how I connected with James is also because he saw a post of mine. This was a workshop that I co-facilitated about 2.5 weeks ago, where I shared my journey. In fact, that was the first time I shared my journey on when I started my coaching business. So I spent 10 years in government service in Singapore, and in Singapore we call it the iron rice bowl, right? Where you won't lose your job, right? So for me, I was in a very comfortable job for a long time before I decided I wanted to come out and do something else, and I wanted to impact more lives, something that is more tangible impact to the people around me. And that is when I decided, I wanted to run a coaching business. It's not as simple as it seems. So I have a business partner who I run trainings together with. At the same time, there was also a time where we were not getting as many training gigs as well. So I was doing a little bit of trainings here and there, and I wasn't getting a lot of income from my coaching either. I struggled for a long time before I got my first client. In fact, I'll show you who my first client is later, right? And I struggled for a long time. I couldn't get any people on as my clients, right? And it took me a long time. I spoke to a lot of mentors before, and I even had coaches before I got to where I am today. And today I'm going to share how running a coaching business, something that nobody told you about running a coaching business, right? So a lot of times when we say running a coaching business, we don't even talk about the difference between being a coach and running a coaching business, right? How many of you think that there's a difference between these two? If you think that there's a difference, maybe you can just drop an emoji in the chat. Just for me to know, right, whether you think there's a difference or you think that it's the same. If you think it's the same, you don't need to drop any emojis in the chat. All right. Okay, so I don't see anything, so I guess everybody thinks that it's the same. Okay, it's okay, right? So yeah, okay. I see them coming in, right? So a lot of times we don't even think about what is being a coach and what is running a coaching business. So if I can give you an analogy, a slightly different analogy to this, I want to ask you this question: what is the difference between a chef and running a restaurant? Right? What's the difference between a chef and running a restaurant? Now, I'm going to give you the answer. Being a chef, you can cook, you can be the best chef in the world, right? But at the end of the day, you can be the best chef in the world, but if nobody comes to eat your food, right? If you're selling your food, right, you sell the best, let's say noodles, right? And nobody comes to your store. At the end of the day, you will not make money, your business will die, right? But if you're running a restaurant, it is different. You may not have the best cooks in the world, you may not have the best chef in the world, but as long as you can get people to come in, keep coming in, and that is where your business will continue to succeed, right? In any business, right, a lot of times what we think is that our business should be focused on profits, right? Business should not be focused on profits. Business should be focused on longevity. Every business should aim to last as long as possible, right? So when we talk about coaching business, there are actually two parts to it, right? Which is why I highlighted it here: coaching business, right? But what a lot of people focus on is only coaching. They don't focus on running the business. And just like in a F&B business, food and beverage business, a lot of people think that as long as I can cook well as a chef, people will come. Right? In very rare cases, that happens. The people who actually succeeds in any business is those who know how to run the business. That's not to say that the coaching is not important over here, right? Now, if I were to give you a choice, right, these following two choices, which coach would you engage? Right, Coach A, right, where this guy has a lot of certifications. I'm just going to use myself as an example, so that I don't show someone else. Right, Coach A, a lot of certifications, International Coaching Federation Certified Coach, NLP Master Coach, NLP Master Practitioner, Global Career Development Facilitator, Certified Behavioral and Career Consultant. I got ACTA, I got a Bachelor's in Commerce, right? Wow, looks impressive, right? But you don't know whether he has clients or not, right? Is not in his profile anywhere. Or would you hire Coach B, right? Let's say Coach B is, he's just someone with, let me wait for the video to load, a lot of testimonials, right? But you probably don't know his profile. His profile is not that well populated, but he has a lot of testimonials. Right? So if given a choice, would you engage Coach A or Coach B? Right. Let me know in the chat who will you engage. Right. So what I see so far is people want to look for Coach B. It's the same reason why people want to see social proof, right? Which is important. You can have all the best certifications in the world, but a lot of times, if you're not getting clients, your business will not survive. Right? You want someone who can give you results. Right? If you are coaching, right? Most people, when they go into a coaching business, what they like to do is they will chase certifications. And if I were to tell you the hard truth, is that certification doesn't get you clients. What certification does is that it helps you equip you with skills. Right? When I first started, I kept going for certifications. I thought that the more certifications I have, I'm more equipped to serve my clients, and I'll get more clients. And the thing is, it doesn't happen that way. I struggled because I kept spending money on courses after courses. I went for International Coaching Federation. I went to get myself certified, right? I went for a career coaching certification. But it didn't help me. It didn't help me get any clients. I put my title up there on my LinkedIn profile. It did not attract anyone at all. Right? Nobody came to me because I didn't have any clients. I didn't have any social proof. Right? People couldn't see that I was a successful coach. Yes, I used to do career coaching with another organization, but that was because I had the support of the organization. I had the resources of the organization. And now that I run my own business, I didn't have that kind of resources anymore. And people were not looking for me, which is why I struggled. I had to even live off my wife. For months, I had to, when we go out, she'll pay for all the meals. And when the bills came in, she'll be insisting that she pays for everything, because I was just digging into my savings to pay for my daily expenses. Right. So certifications only helps equip you with skills. So if you were to ask me, Mike, should I still get any coaching certifications? My answer is yes, but it should not be your priority. Right. The key consideration when you go for a coaching certification is that what is the return of investment in this certification? Right. Having been through so many certifications, right, and there are loads and loads of coaching certifications out there. What happens is that there is a lot. Okay, there's some noises here. Is it possible to mute everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of coaching certifications out there. We all know that, right? Now, the thing is, most coaching certifications out there, what they teach you is how to coach, the competency of coaching. Competency of coaching. What they do not teach you is how to get clients. 90%, I would say 95% of the courses out there teach you how to coach, how to become better at coaching, but it doesn't teach you how to get coaching clients. Make sense to you? Because that is how people make money, by teaching how to coach so that they can get you back again and again. Right? But that's not to say that the course is no good. Right? It equips you with the skills. But what is more important to ensure the longevity of your business is that you can continue getting clients. Right? So if you were to ask me what's important, is that you get as much practice as possible. If you want to be a better coach, it's not by learning more new concepts, more new coaching strategies. You become a better coach by coaching more. The more you get to coach, the more you become a better coach. So the first thing that you should be learning to do if you are running a coaching business is to learn how to get clients first. But how do you get your first coaching clients? Right? A lot of times what happens is that, in fact, now I would say it's one of the best times to start a coaching practice because the economy is uncertain, right? With the virus coming in and all the trade wars that have been happening around, now is probably one of the best time to get into a coaching business because people need coaching more than ever in their careers, in all the different areas that be in business, in their expertise, things like that. Right now is the best time because this is a business that actually has very, very little cost. And if you want to do it part-time, you can do it as well. It's very, very flexible, right? So the first thing is you have to have a structure of how people can get into your coaching process, right? In other words, your sales process. Right? Every business should have a sales process, right? And in some people, they call it like your sales funnel, how you get people in the top of funnel, the middle of funnel, and your bottom of funnel. But today, because this is a topic that I can speak about the whole day, today I'm not going to talk about the structure. But what you want to research into is the structure of how people can get into your coaching process. And that is something that I do with my clients as well. So if this is something that you're interested in, this is what we can have a chat about after the session today. Right? But more importantly, what you want to do is you have to start observing what are the challenges that people are facing. A lot of times we go into the coaching business wanting to coach people because we think that this is what they want. We see that because of what we want, not what the clients are looking for. So you have to change your perspective to find out what are the challenges that people face. So if you were to look around, right, people are telling about their issues every day. You go onto social media, people are talking about the challenges that they face, right? This is where you want to have a deeper chat with them. Talk to them and find out what their challenges and goals are. Right? By finding out what challenges and their goals are, you can better tailor your solution to help them so that they can remove whatever obstacles that they have and help them achieve the goals that they are striving towards. And lastly, you need to start branding yourself. You have to tell stories of conversations that you have and how you help others. And this is how you create a social proof. Every time, it could be just a chat with someone you know, right? It could be a friend. Right? And you go through a coaching conversation with this person. What you can do is you can also take a photo with your friend, right, and talk about the challenges that your friend has gone through. And you can start posting it. So this forms a social proof. So this is something that you can do as a start if you want to start a coaching business, right? Now, a lot of you would be thinking like, I have no coaching experience. Who am I to coach anyone? Right? Anybody here has this kind of concern? Okay. Because this is one of the concern that a lot of people come to me with. When I say, I have no coaching experience. Who am I to coach anyone? Now, the key thing is, I want you to start asking yourself these questions first, right? Is there someone who is looking to improve something that they are weak in, but you're stronger than them? Okay, I repeat the question. Is there someone who is looking to improve something that they are weak in, but you're stronger than them? Right. So Jocelyn, you said that you are facing this challenge, right? You're asking yourself this question. So I see that you are doing a lot of Toastmasters, you are doing a lot of public speaking, right? Do you believe that there's someone who needs help in public speaking? Right. So if you believe that there are people who, yes, so you said yes, right? There are people who are weak in public speaking. You may not be the best, but you're stronger than them. Right? You're in a better position than them to coach them. And this is where your advantage is, because these people, a lot of times, what happens is that they will not go and engage the number one top public speaking coach in the world, right? Not in the country either, right? Because that gap is too huge, right? There are many different things that are going on in their head. They'll be like, this guy will be too expensive. This guy may not be able to relate to my challenges. He's like number one. Why would he give me his attention? Right? People always have this kind of things in their head because we have this kind of stories in our head as well. So if you are to focus on that, this is where you can relate to them better. Right? So the key thing is, a lot of times when we think about coaching, we always think about that we have to serve someone who is, who is already very senior, very good in what they do, right? So this gives us a lot of stress. We think that, oh, we will not have any clients, right? But if I were to give you just one tip that you can take away from today is serve those behind you. And this is where people will start wanting to be coached by you, right? Because you can relate better with them, you can establish better rapport with them, because you understand, because you have just gone through what they are going through right now. So you want to be there for them and tell them that, yes, what they're going through, I can totally empathize with that. Right? And when you can get them to feel that same way, when you have that rapport with them, this is where you can explore them. Well, would you like to improve your public speaking, for example? Right? What would improving your public speaking help you achieve? Right? So if I were to say, this is where the competency part of the coaching comes in important. Right? You need to know what are the questions to ask. Right? I cannot tell you exactly what are the correct questions to ask at which point. If I were to recommend a book to read, it is The Coaching Habit. Right? It gives you a very clear structure of how to ask your questions, The Coaching Habit. Right? Remember this book, The Coaching Habit? Go and Google it, go and borrow it from the library. It's a very good book. It gives you a structure which gets you started on the coaching questions, the structure. And then after that, once you become, you ask more questions, you start to coach more, you are better able to vary your questions, right? Now, so how do you get clients, right? The other way, how do you get people who are behind you, right? One of the best ways is, the first step I would say, is to leverage the platform that is available to you, right? And the good news is that social media has made a level playing field for everyone, right? A lot of us are in this webinar today simply because we are connected via LinkedIn, right? And LinkedIn is one of the most amazing platform that we all know. If not, we would not be here today, right? So to help you, like what James has mentioned in his presentation earlier, you have to have a good profile, right? You need to start posting things like that. In fact, I post a lot of things on how to improve your LinkedIn profile, your LinkedIn engagements, things like that. In fact, I've written a guide on it, right? So if you want to blow up your LinkedIn profile, right, this is what I have for you. I've written this guide. There are templates, there are structures to how you can better write a profile summary, how to choose the correct photo, things like that, guides, templates, so that you can push up your profile visibility. Right? So if I were to just quickly show you, okay, over here, right? So this is my very first client, Tristan over here. So he wrote me a long and very touching testimonial. So he was my first client. He was my very first client. Right? When he came to me, he was very down and out. And he asked me, Mike, I can really resonate with you. I've met a few rotten career coaches who I paid, but then they didn't really help me. They didn't even listen to me, right? So back then, what happened was that he asked me what my price was, right? What were my fees? So I told him, I charged $200 per hour. Right? But because he was jobless, he was so poor, he negotiated with me, and in the end, we settled for $50 per hour. Right? And we did 4 sessions, and he paid me $200. Right? He is my first coaching client. But after that, right now, he is very independent in his career. Right? So I'm glad that I helped him. And along the way, I've helped a lot more, which you can see in my recommendations on LinkedIn as well. Right? I have coached a few other coaches as well. In fact, I have coached Sao Young, who's a commercial pilot as well. Right? And he also runs a side business as a trainer and coach. And today he runs his own company and continues to fly. Right? And also Sean is a young and upcoming coach who I've coached as well. Right? So these are the coaches that I've helped coach in their business as well, to help them see the business side of things and also the coaching part of things. So if you really want to improve your coaching competencies, you don't know what kind of courses to take, right? This is where I will, come speak with me after the session. I'll recommend a course to you, and this is where it has changed the way I have coached and how I looked at business. Right? It's this program called Neuro Linguistics Programming, NLP. It has helped me a lot. It has changed my mindset totally, and the way I speak is different. The way I speak to myself is different, and the way I speak to others is different. Right? So I can influence people a lot better now. Right? So if I can leave you anything, it is my book, my guide here. You can download it at my website, coachmikelee.com. So you can see the website over here, coachmikelee.com. Right? Yeah, I think, yes, and that's it from me. Right? A coaching business, now it is probably one of the best time to start sharing something, right? Serve those people who are behind you, because there are a lot of people who are behind you. The number of people who are behind you are countless, right? So it's either you serve these people or somebody is going to serve them. And if you like to have a chat further on how you can be a better coach, how to run your coaching business better, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn, via any other channels where you can find me.